Yo guys, what's going on? Rob with 421 Media House coming at you again with another deck review. This week I've got the Salt and Bone playing cards by Ellusionist. I really like this deck. I can't say it enough. Anybody that's watched this channel before, listened to any of my content, the podcast or any of that kind of stuff knows that I like rum. And I really like pirates. I love the story of pirates. I love the history of pirates. I can't talk enough about pirates. They're so freaking cool. So this deck is a tribute to kind of that golden age of piracy, and there's a lot of things in here, and rum and all that kind of stuff, as you can see, since 1722, which is kind of that start of the golden age of piracy. You have this 750 milliliter, which is the standard size of a bottle of rum. 40 proof down here, or 80 proof down here, which is 40% alcohol content, which is pretty standard for rum, genuine imported rum. Like, this looks like a bottle of rum, a label that you get on a bottle of rum. It says Rum Rebellion on the top here, aged 12 years. Just kind of a fun fact about aging rum for people that don't know. Most rum is what's called a blend, and so if it says that it's been aged 12 years, generally what they'll do is they'll take 80% of or 90% of that rum will be aged 12 years, and then they'll do 2 years on either side of that just to kind of even out and balance the flavor a little bit. Anyway, that's a little bit of rum education for you guys. I'm going to flip this tuck case over to the side here. It says standard size, premium stock and finish, Plunder the West Indies, playing cards on the one side, and then we flip this over to the other side, and it says Real de Piso 8 Eocha, Ellusionist Playing Card Company. So the piece of 8 was when they would take a piece of silver and then make it so that you could split it into 8 pieces in the golden age of piracy, which is kind of where the piece of 8 came from. So it was a silver coin that was split into 8ths. The back of this tuck case is the back design of the playing cards, which I think is so friggin' cool. I can't get enough of these. It's very simple with this nice little skull to really pop it out, but we'll take a closer look at that here in a second. And then it says Prohibition established in 1920, which is kind of when Prohibition started in the U.S. And then we've got Rum Rebellion, Liberty and Power established in 1722 on the top here, finest quality. You got a reveal of Captain H. Every, which this deck pays a very good tribute to. Private Reserved Spice Rum. So, like I said, just a very unique tuck case in general. Now, one thing that's another unique thing about this particular deck of cards is instead of giving you guys jokers and ad cards, Ellusionist decided to give a treasure map. And I'm not going to get too into this, but basically, if you guys decipher this treasure map, and there's clues written all over it, it sends you on a bit of a treasure hunt. You don't need any online content to solve it. It's all within these 4 cards and a little bit of puzzling. I solved it in about an hour, hour and a half. But yeah, if you take some time, you can puzzle your way through this, and you get the first, I think, 50 or 100 people to solve the puzzle get an Ellusionist E-deck. I have solved it. I sent Ellusionist the email. They are sending me the E-deck right now. I'm not going to tell you guys how to solve the puzzle, but if you guys feel like you got to the end and you're not 100% sure, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll leave the link to that below, and I'll be able to tell you yes or no, you're still there, you're on the right track, whatever, but I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to give you the answer. I'll just tell you whether or not you got it or not. I know for myself, I did get the right answer. I was a little bit unsure about it at the time. So yeah. There's only 52 cards in this deck because the 4 cards, the 2 ad cards and the 2 jokers go to make that map, which is a really cool kind of feature, and I think adds a little bit of value to this deck. I personally love seeing puzzles in decks. I think that's really cool. So as we get to the back design here, we've got like almost a flower print kind of design on the back here. I don't actually know what this flower is. There's a lot of fine detail going on here. Like I said, you got those skulls stamped on the back here. I think this does a really good job of just paying a tribute to the Caribbean and the West Indies, and kind of everything that's going on down there. The other thing that I really dig is that these cards, again, it is a leading ace of spades, but they have completely unique faces on all the cards. This is something that is pretty common from Ellusionists, so everything from the custom pips and indices to even just the way that they're laid out, and I really dig the layout of these on this deck. I'm just going to run through these guys quickly. one thing, so we do have unique royalty. Each royalty card pays a tribute to a pirate, and for the most part has an image of what their pirate flag would have depicted at the time. I also do enjoy this, where the only one of the cards has the red heart filled in, and same thing with the diamonds when we get there. But I enjoy the way that the indices are laid out. It's very unique to see that. Like I said, you get those pirate flags on the royalty cards into the clubs. So these guys are printed on a Cardgame B9 cardstock. I've talked about this before. It's not my favorite cardstock, and honestly, I hesitated a little bit when these guys first came out. I was interested in buying them, but I wasn't 100% sure about that cardstock. I think giving it another chance, I kind of have enjoyed it a little bit more this time around. But I wanted to show this to you guys so you guys know what I'm talking about. So the Cardgame B9 cardstock is very soft, and people like it. It's a 310 gram per centimeter cardstock. One thing that I have noticed with these cards as well, before I go too much farther, you can see here they've kind of really held a crease in them. You know, doing tricks like under pressure. These will do it, and they feel good doing it, but then they hold the crease really bad, and I don't know if there's a good way to kind of recover these cards from that. So, yeah, like I said, that's kind of one of my beefs with this particular cardstock. I did want to show this to you guys, though. So I've got Cherry Casinos right here. They're printed on exactly the same, not exactly the same cardstock. One is the USPCC 310 gram per centimeter cardstock. The other one is the Cardgame cardstock. Same weight of cardstock, though. So to give you an idea here, I'm just going to put a lighter. I'm holding the card very lightly, and I'm going to put a lighter so you can see the amount of deflection that this card has. It's fairly minimal versus the Cardgame card, and I'm barely holding the card here. There's a lot more bend to this card, and I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about, where it's a lot softer versus the Cherry Casinos. That being said, like I said, this time around I gave it a bit of a better chance, and I think I enjoyed it more this time than when the Red Keepers were the other deck that I've handled with the same cardstock. These are, I believe they're non-traditionally cut. But other than that, like I said, that's the one thing that I don't particularly like about these, is I drop cards all over the floor. I don't like that, how soft these are. They're almost a little bit too soft, and I know that they're going for that worn in, pre-broken in feel on the deck of playing cards. So if that's something that you guys like, you know, you'll probably enjoy this deck. Like I said, these ones I found to be a little bit stiffer than the Keepers, but I enjoyed them nonetheless. They do still fan great. Kind of an interesting fan pattern that you get with them. So yeah, that's the Salt and Bone playing cards. Like I said, I really enjoy these playing cards. I can't say enough good things about them. My only real beef is I would have preferred to see them printed on that B stock instead of the Cardgame stock, but Ellusionist seems to be going that way with their stuff. So if you guys don't like it, maybe don't buy Ellusionist cards. I know I'm going to continue to buy unique card back designs from Ellusionist, as long as I think the pattern is cool. Yeah, I'll continue to buy them. Anyway, if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like on the video. Every little bit helps. And yeah, let me know. Would you guys prefer to see the B9 cardstock used in more cards, or would you rather see that crushed B Casino cardstock from the USPCC used in more decks? Leave a comment below. Let me know, and we'll see you guys next week.